Oh hi, my name is All For One, in case you don't know that already. But I'm assuming you do since you're probably here, or, you know, this video got recommended in your little traversal through Identity 5 channels. But if you're here willingly, then I welcome you. And if you're not here so willingly, then let me tag you here for a moment. If you're feeling up for it, if you wanna, feel free to join in on a good discussion. I feel like. So, on stream, I get asked a lot what build I really like and prefer playing WUCHANG. And this question has so many layers and factors to it because there's so many different types of responses you could output. When I started playing WUCHANG, I had no idea how to really play him, I'll be honest. This was before I found WUCHANG players to watch, especially YOUXI'S. When it came to WUCHANG, I was so used to hunters like Photo at the time and Ripper. Those are my only really two hunters I played. So when I just played WUCHANG because I found him fun and cool, I'm like, okay, well, I can't really play him as a max chase hunter. He seems to not go off of that. And that's when I started getting into his whole teleport mechanic. When I started, I kind of just teleported wherever, you know? As soon as the game would start, pick a cipher, teleport that to that cipher. That's a terrible strategy, I'll be honest, but never just teleport to a cipher where a survivor would spawn, because typically, survivors wouldn't rush a cipher without having information first. So that's why it's a risky play. And if it's not right on top of the cipher most of the time, they're usually next to a lot of good areas to counteract your teleport. Think of a multi-course dinner, essentially. You could play WUCHANG in a tunnel playstyle, you could play WUCHANG in a teleport, map pressure, crazy style. You could play him in so many different ways compared to many other hunters. And that's what makes him one of the best to play, because you can't just not master more than one style of WUCHANG, because it's too much fun. That's how you could play WUCHANG. When it comes to Wu, the most popular question I get asked about WUCHANG is, what build do I prefer? The DX style build, for example, which is the max pallet break, insolence, tension, mostly utilizing blink, while I play the YOUXI'S style, and that's just up-down teleport. So that's complete map control and sort of mid-game to end-game playing around. It sacrifices a lot of the early game that DX offers, essentially. So we're just gonna get into that a little bit here. We're gonna talk about what build is better and which one could be a right fit for you. YOUXI'S was the first WUCHANG main that I grew and respected. I would say he was the first hunter I looked up to. Dude, I tried to bring his playstyle to NA, essentially. I don't know if I actually accomplished that, but I like to think that it's at a pretty decent level. Talking about YOUXI'S style of play, using his playstyle, trying to utilize it to its potential here, he goes off of complete knowledge and game sense. When we're talking about the strengths of YOUXI'S WUCHANG build, it relies a lot on that teleport, going off of map information, going off of not so much player mistakes, but just wasting of resources, that they're naturally going to use. You would waste resources, you would waste time, you would pressure, and by the time mid-game, end-game to roll around, yeah, there was 4 survivors up, for example, but pallets are gone, football elbow pads wasted, really great items wasted. That build puts an emphasis on completely smuggling them at endgame. It is a build that survivors have a lot harder time to counter, I think, have very little information to go off of. Well, with this WUCHANG nerf, it kind of doesn't matter anymore, but they have very little information to go off of whenever you're teleporting. So they don't know when you teleport, and they don't know where they teleport unless they're getting immediately signaled that they're teleporting. And that's just when everyone moves off their ciphers anyways. You still don't know if he's going to teleport to you or not. That's the ultimate strength of the YOUXI'S build. That's why a lot of the time, even when I play him, I just leave people. I just flat out leave people sometimes mid-chase. Okay, that person is on second chair. Oh no, I won't go for her, I'll pressure someone else. So if you have confident WUCHANG playing, and you have confidence in your game sense, you play this build. This is the build that you would play. YOUXI'S likes to switch up his build here and there to even the DX playstyle. Now, we all know DX, 4-manning ZQ, IVL. He was left down teleport. He wasn't playing, but he was left down teleport. But the point still stands. He formed possibly the best team in the world as WUCHANG. So when it comes to his playstyle build, his build in itself relies completely on getting quick chases and then pressuring off of that later. You have insolence, you have blink, you are downing someone. The moment you teleport onto someone, the moment you commit onto them, you're going for their down. This could help a lot of momentum in a lot of ways. WUCHANG's camp is naturally strong. You could camp harder. WUCHANG in itself slows down the game a lot with this type of down, because it's pretty monumental. If you're going down to a WUCHANG in 30 seconds, then that's a lot of time for WUCHANG to work with now. He gets presence, he gets fed, he starts teleporting everywhere. That's the essence of DX, of the DX build. He gets his presence wherever he needs it from, and then pressures off of it immediately somewhere else. Hit the grave, get the second grave shovel, go mid, kill bot, teleport back to the priestess portal, destroy it, get back onto him, commit to him, kill him. He wasted a lot of time, like early game, wouldn't you say? But when it comes to how he ended up playing that, good chasing decisions, good mechanical decisions, then the point of the DX build is you're solidifying your chase. You are getting a kill, and then you're getting fully fed, and then you're teleporting. The cons of this, I would say, is you lose a lot of early map pressure that could be really beneficial to a WUCHANG player. Like, it's not just I get a down and now I start teleporting everywhere. No, like, you have to realize that you don't have teleport, so you're less mobile, and then your overall map pressure is less, because now you can't just pressure someone off a cypher, maybe get a free hit, and then teleport back, get a free hit on the rescue anyways, and then kill your person. With this build, you're kind of just feeding yourself. You're not necessarily playing for the end game. You're more like playing this build for a tie. This is a kind of tie build for WUCHANG, and the blink will always be that solidifying part of it. If he ran teleport with LeftDown, I would say it wouldn't be bad. Obviously he formatted with it, but the thing is that it has a weird combination of like chase and teleport pressure that the survivors just didn't expect. But when it comes to insolence, that is what the key make or break in some of these WUCHANG games are. It's just you get that sneaky bell and then you got a quicker down. But at the same time, with up, if you utilize more in the up tree, you get a lot more beneficial stats. You get fully pallet break, full speed for pallet break, confined space, get rid of those disgusting loops, so it makes a lot of chases more feasible and realistic. Now you could put into panic, because panic is just naturally good, berserker, rage, claustrophobia. You have so many beneficial stats that could help you with this build. You still have desperate fight too, and you have detention. It's a lot of beneficial stats to a WUCHANG player, to any WUCHANG. While the left build kind of robs you from those stats. Like, yeah, you get the terror radius thing, and I think you get like a move speed bonus. Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm forgetting whatever hell's on that side. But it's like a move speed bonus, I'm pretty sure. But insolence, once you use insolence, it's done. You don't have a final trait perk anymore. Like, it gave you presence, it gave you extra presence, but you don't have anything in that side, which is WUCHANG would have kind of already gotten that anyways if you pressured properly, you know? So when it comes to at least my opinions on which build is better, then I would say if you're a beginner WUCHANG, honestly, if you're a beginner WUCHANG, you would play DX's build. You would chase, you would get used to chasing. While if you have a lot more experience with teleports, his mechanics, and overall you trust your game sense to get the job done, then you would go YOUXI'S build. Granted, the DX build is tournament viable for now because he hasn't been nerfed yet. He's going to get nerfed. And the YOUXI'S build is not even a final build in itself. Game sense is the one key factor of any hunter game. What you kind of need to understand, you might not be bad at WUCHANG, but you might just not have very good game sense. But the thing is, with game sense is, it's not a teachable thing. Like, even mine, I would say, is I need to work on my game sense a lot more. But when it comes to pure game sense, then strong game sense will always be the main factor to playing WUCHANG correctly. Because it's not only just, okay, you could teleport well, you could use his abilities well, whatever those may be, or, you know, his hitboxes, But if you don't have good game sense to know what to do in certain situations, then that kind of just makes you a Kali WUCHANG, you know? So at the end of the day, I would say you would play the build that you overall have more fun with. I could say whatever build is fine or good for you, but it's just what you are more comfortable doing and more having fun with. You need to realize that, granted, oh my god, these are the best builds, I should be running these builds. Make sure you're having fun with these builds. Make sure you're having fun playing your hunter or playing your survivor, but make sure you're having fun. That's just the one thing everyone in competitive, especially in the top tiers, has to realize is just to have fun. So if you have the most fun, especially as a hunter, you will win every game. So I think that'll wrap it up for my discussion. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you could follow me over at twitch.tv/allfor1101. I'm usually live every day. Or just leave a comment below and I'll make sure to address it. So yeah guys, thank you for coming out for a mini all-for-one experience. And yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.